Hey there, this is Mark with Thirsty Fish Graphic Design, and today I'm going to show you if you are the owner of a local business and you are in control of your website, one quick thing that within a week to a week and a half could produce significant results in the way that your website ranks in Google. Now, there are a whole bunch of things that factor into how locally owned businesses rank in Google. But this is definitely one of the more important ones, and it's one of the ones that if you are not aware of it and you don't have a good SEO person to either fix it for you or to at least make you aware enough of it to fix it yourself, um, can crush you because it's one of the first things that Google looks at. Okay. So I'm going to use the example of a landscaping company in my area. So I'm going to do a search. I searched this recently, so I know it's going to be right there at the top. And I'm going to explain, I'm going to move my head here a little bit. I'm going to explain the different pieces of these search results. By the way, anything below the map here and that does not say ad at the top, these are referred to as organic search results, okay? Anything down here is an organic search result. Okay, so I'm going to break down the pieces of one of these bad boys, and I'm going to do it with. See, a lot of times if locally owned businesses aren't doing this correctly, and this is the case of a landscaping search, what you'll get is a lot of these list websites. I'm sure you've seen like Yelp and well, this one's actually a Facebook business page. For those of you who don't think that social media is important, by the way, in Google and rankings and just getting your business found, take a look right there. Second organic result for this happens to be for this place. This is actually, I know of these guys, Premier Landscaping. So there you go. Build yourself a Facebook business page. But that's not what this is about anyway. This is for your website. So I'm going to jump over here to page 2 because I do want to use an actual locally owned business, not a porch or a thumbtack or a home advisor result. So I've actually clicked through to these guys before, so you can see this link has turned purple. But anyway, from the point of view of just the user in Google who may be looking for a landscaping company, when you get your results on a Google page, we all know that this is the clickable link that will take you, it'll jump you over to this business's website. And then I would assume we all know by now that this is just like a little bit of space that Google gives the business to, in a sentence or two, describe what the business is, or at least what that particular page on the website is talking about. Okay, so I think we're all familiar enough that we've seen this. Okay, so that's what the Google user sees, and we're all kind of Google users, so this is what you're seeing when you do a Google search. Now, from the point of view of the person who is updating your website, and I'm assuming in this video that it's you, otherwise you probably wouldn't even be watching this, or maybe you're just going to give the information to somebody else, who knows. But these are called, I'm going to go into, I happen to use WordPress, but really any reputable website builder, especially if it's a CMS, which most are nowadays, will give you some way to do this. Okay, I don't know, I haven't used all of them that are out there, and this isn't a video about how to do it in every single software package there is. This is just about why you would want to do it, and kind of the mechanic, not the mechanics, but the reason behind it. So this is the back end of the homepage of my own website in WordPress. I happen to use a plugin called Yoast that lets me do what it is that I am about to show you how to do. So again, jumping over here, this is the hyperlink that people will click through to get to the website. From the point of view of the actual guts of the website on the back end, this is your page title. This is what you're calling the page. Okay, so if I jump over here, I can edit that right here. This plugin shows me what my homepage would show up looking like on a mobile phone and a desktop. Okay. So I can edit this to be whatever I want it to be. Now, this is what I want it to be because I've already used the plugin and I know what I want to be found for. Okay. So the reason that you would want to craft this page title is because, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this this particular piece of the puzzle is one of the things that Google looks at first. So put yourself in the shoes of the people who created Google years ago, right? What they wanted to do was they wanted to have the ability for somebody to type in a question and they wanted to be the best source for an answer. So if you want to be the answer to someone's question, if you owned this landscaping company and somebody in your area is looking for a landscaper, you want your business to be the answer to that question, right? And Google wants to provide the best answer in the area. So somebody comes to Google, they type in landscaper, landscaping company, whatever it happens to be. They want to show the user the most relevant website or the most relevant page within a website that will answer that question. Oh, you're looking for a landscaping company in Elmira, New York. Here's one. And one of the ways, not the only way, far from the only way, but one of the ways that Google knows what that website is about, what that particular page on that website is about, is the page title, right? So we've come full circle. So that's why, like I said, this is already what I want it to be. But if you don't take care of this, a lot of times what will show up would just be home, Thirsty Fish graphic design. That's bad because nobody is going to do a search unless they already know about your business and they're specifically looking for your specific business. Then they might go to Google and search Thirsty Fish graphic design and be perfectly happy with going to the homepage. Okay. But chances are pretty good that if you are, as a locally owned business, you are not just relying on the people that already know you. You want to get found in Google so you can get a lot of new customers, right? A lot of new businesses. So in my case, rather than just home Thirsty Fish graphic design, which would be the default, I changed this whole title here to be exactly what I wanted it to be, using phrases and terminology that people would be likely to use when they're searching for a business such as my own: web designer, search engine optimization, logo design. And then I happen to throw in my little geographic delimiter there too, which never hurts. A lot of times that's somewhere else in your site, so it's not necessary, but it doesn't hurt. And then underneath here, again, I crafted this. This is what I typed in: offering beautiful web development, SEO, search engine optimization for local businesses, as well as branding design work, helping your business stand out. Now, if I didn't manually type that in, what Google generally does is it will just take the first sentence off of that page and make that be what people are reading on the Google results page. Sometimes that's great, but a lot of times it's not, because a lot of times it's just a quick introduction to the business, not saying anything about what the business does. So it's better if you can craft this and make it exactly what you want to be, what you want it to be. So now when somebody does a search for web designer or web design, and my page happens to come up in their results, this is what they're going to see. They're not going to see. In fact, if I had left it as just home Thirsty Fish graphic design, chances are pretty good that I wouldn't show up until page 3 or 4. Okay. So this is a very simple thing that you as a business owner can take care of. Or if you have somebody that takes care of your website for you, maybe you have a web designer like myself, or maybe you have an employee that does it for you. Regardless, pass this information along to them because they may not be aware of it. And chances are really good, if this is something that you're not already involved in and taken care of, once you craft this to be a little bit more specific, maybe you own a pizza shop, maybe, and instead of saying welcome to Joe's home, or, Joe's pizza.com home. You could make that homepage say something like, the best pizza in, your town, USA. Um, whatever. Just you want it to be something that will fall into line with what somebody going to Google is going to search for. You don't just want it to say home or about us, or you get my point. And again, you also want to craft this little 2-sentence area, maybe sentence and a half area. I think it's 155 characters, to say something really nice. If the first sentence on your page happens to work for that, leave it alone. But if it doesn't, make this say, put yourself in the shoes of the customer who just found you. What would you want to read? What would entice you to click through to that website? Okay, so I'm going to end this video here now, and I will talk to you all later. Hopefully this was helpful.